Good morning, and welcome to Meditation Lesson 2, Video 10. That's it, folks. I'm out of fingers. Okay, if this is your first time watching me teach a meditation class or give a meditation video, here's the heads up. This will not make any sense without two things. Thing 1 and Thing 2. What's Thing 1? Glad you asked. You need to get your hands on a free copy of something called the first set of lesson texts. That's what I teach from. That's what my students practice from. So here's what you want to do. Just below this video there should be at least two, if not several links. If you don't see a bunch of links below this video, then you're not watching this video on its dedicated YouTube page. Get there. How? Glad you asked. Just find, let's find a little button in the bottom right hand corner. It should say YouTube. Give that a click or two. It'll take you right there. You'll see a bunch of information below the video, but it's obscured. So click the Show More button and reveal a whole list of cool, fun, playful links. You just got to concern yourself with the second link. The second link will take you to a page for that contains the class materials for the first quarter of the weekly webinars. 3 free things on that page are: free essay, very beneficial; free piece of Dharma art, you want to get your hands on that. Print that bad boy out, put it in a little frame. But most importantly, download. The third item is a link that will give you the latest free version of this PDF, the first set of lesson texts. So pause the video, download the PDF, and you get your ducks in a row. Put me back on. So, what's the second thing? Okay, this is video 10 of lesson 2. If this is your first time watching me teach, go back to lesson 1, part 1. Don't skip any steps. And you say, but listen, dude, I've been meditating for years. Congratulations, you're a self-satisfied, prideful fool. If you don't have the wisdom to choose humility and explore a system from its beginning, it's going to be hard to help you. But I'm going to assume that if you're tuning in, you've had the personal power to push pause and download the PDF, and you have the wisdom and humility to start with lesson 1 and part 1. So I'm going to assume from this point on that you have your class materials and you've already watched all the previous videos of this lesson and the previous lesson. That's right, folks. I'm choosing to give you the benefit of the doubt. So, join me now on the 15th page of the first set of lesson texts. Now, sometimes there's page numbering confusion. You know you're on the right page if the first line in black ink reads, "He is brilliant white and radiates the 6 lights of..." That's all you get. If that's not the first thing you see, if the first 3 words on your page are not "He is brilliant," then look ahead or look behind, find the page. You're a big boy, you can do this. Did you find it? Good. Let's turn our attention to the second quatrain, the second set of 4 verses, or 4 lines, on page 15. We've already discussed, he has 4 hands. Let's continue. The inner 2 are joined in Anjali. Let me open my class notes real quick. Excellent. So what is Anjali besides a winning answer in Scrabble? Anjali just means prayer position. So let me check the screen real quick. So in many spiritual traditions, people use a prayer pose. Often they make it flat like a pancake. In the Buddhist tantric tradition, we have what I like to call a puckered palm. It sticks out a little bit, as if you were presenting a jewel to someone that you're bowing to as a gift. So how do you make the puckered palm? Glad you asked. If you look closely, you'll see that our second knuckle has a crease. So what you do is you push your thumbs up to that crease on your second knuckle. And if you notice, that makes your palms pucker out. Pretty cool, huh? So now you've learned the mechanics of doing the puckered palm. Now some wise asses will actually interrupt class, raise their hands and go, "Hey, Lama Jigme, is a puckered palm like a puckered asshole?" Folks, if you don't know the difference between your palm and your anus, seek help. And don't interrupt class. I will be forced to unleash the hounds. Or my neighbor's cat. Okay, so we've discussed the mechanics of the puckered palm. Let's discuss what it's not used for. And by the way, quick reminder, why do we see in the image and the description of four-armed Chenrezig, a four-armed Buddha of compassion, why is he depicted with his two inner arms in Anjali in prayer position? To remind us of certain things. Here's the first thing, and this is controversial, considered a radical Lama. But here's one of the things I teach. In every sect of every religion, there are fundamentalists and there are liberals. And the fundamentalists of every religion sound pretty much the same. Once you get beyond the nomenclature, once you get beyond the terminology, you basically see people who are using fear to manipulate others. They are very rigid. The rigidity makes them intolerant and feeds their aggression. I know a lot about fundamentalism. I started off as a fundamentalist. And I've explored many religions. Basically, I had the inconvenient blessing to be born in a broken body, with a broken central nervous system, and a broken family. And consequently, I turned to religion as paradigm of practical magic. I went through religions like a buzzsaw goes through lumber. I explored various forms of Judaism, Christianity, New Ageism, Hinduism, Taoism, and finally Buddhism. And I've seen liberals and fundamentalists in each sect, in each subsect, and they're all pretty much the same. Fundamentalism can take us up to a certain point, but no further. It's a dead-end path. Bearing that in mind, fundamentalists are keen on supplication. They're keen on dualism, that there is that which you are supplicating in yourself, the supplicant. For instance, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and yourself, or the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, and yourself, or Allah and His Prophet, and yourself, or for fundamentalist, Hindu, Shiva, and Ganesh, and yourself, or if you're a Taoist fundamentalist, the immortals, and yourself, or if you're a Buddhist fundamentalist and you happen to be, let's say you're a Theravadan fundamentalist, you would say, the three jewels and yourself. If you're a Mahayana fundamentalist, you would say, the three bodies and yourself. And, of course, if you're a Tantric fundamentalist, you'd say the three roots and yourself. Always this dichotomy, always this chasm, this separation, the worthy and the unworthy. And that might be useful for manipulating the masses. But that which could be useful in the short term often breeds resentment in the long term. I was raised by a fearful individual to be very fearful, and bless her heart, she thought she was doing me and my sister a favor by filling us with fears. But she wasn't. It took me years to learn this far far more power in peace and love and joy than there can ever be in fear. No less rage and sorrow. If you're dealing with a teacher or a public figure and he's trying to use rage or sadness or fear to get you to take action, he's trying to manipulate you. It really shouldn't be trusted. So I don't teach that the puckered palm that's referred to in the quatrain and in the line drawing on page 14 is there to remind us of supplication. I teach that it's there to remind us of two things. Number one, gratitude. Now you could say, well, isn't that just a fancy spin? No, because you don't. I mean, from a theistic point of view, you can be grateful to a god. From a devotional point of view, you can be grateful to someone more advanced in the path. From a natural point of view, you can be just grateful to good fortune, or fortunate happenstance, or serendipity, or the laws of physics when they are in your favor. But get beyond that. Get beyond the dichotomy. Let's face it, some emotions are painful. Rage, painful. Sorrow, painful. Fear, painful. Other emotions are empowering. Peace is empowering. Joy is empowering. Love is empowering. Gratitude is empowering. No one said, oh, fuck, I'm just overburdened with the weight of the gratitude pressing down upon me. If only I wasn't so grateful. No one does that. No one says that. And that's why in future lessons, let's see, lesson 4, if I remember correctly, we learn exercises, verbal contemplations and silent contemplations that help you to automatically become more grateful. So this is just a heads up, a reminder of what's coming in the future. Very, very cool. Now I'm going to teach you the most important thing about this gesture. It has nothing to do with mind, with words, mind, or emotion. It has everything to do with energy. In many spiritual traditions, they are able to feel and intuit that there is more to life, the universe, and everything than just that which we can weigh on a scale. As a quantum physicist, they'll tell you about quanta, about unseen particles and their energies, and how they affect everyone and everything, whether they know it or believe it or feel it or not. And so, in many contemplative traditions, there are different systems for channels, winds, and drops, which in Sanskrit are known as nadi, prana, bindu. Prana is energy in Sanskrit. It's chi in Chinese. It's ki in Japanese. It's lung in Tibetan. It's ruha, or breath, in Hebrew. So, around the globe, in different cultures, different languages, different religions, we see terminology for the same phenomena. Now listen, even within the fruit salad that is Tantric Buddhism, there are different systems for channels, winds, and drops. And if you're not a fundamentalist student, if you've really done your homework, you know that the greatest Tantric Buddhist saints simply mixed and matched different Tantric Buddhist systems to find out which is more compatible and less compatible and more productive and less productive. So the system I teach is a patchwork quilt of various Buddhist Tantric systems. It's a mistake to be sectarian and say this one is right, everyone else is wrong. It's useful to explore what works for you at this time and what doesn't work for you at that time. So having said that, one of the quickest ways to center your subtle energies and access the more resourceful emotions is by gathering your subtle energy into your central channel. I'm going to show you a simple way to do that right now. Remember I told you the puckered palm? Bring your hands down and out and up and in. And then do that 3 times. Down and out and up and in. And a 3rd time. Down and out and up and in. And if you're really clever, you'll do that, combine that with an in-breath and an in-breath as the hands go down and out and up. And an out-breath as you bring them to your heart. In-breath. Out-breath. In-breath. Out-breath. Now, is this a panacea? Is this the be-all, end-all of spirituality? Fuck no. It's a useful tool. It can help us see that there are physical things we can do to affect our body and our mind and our emotions and our energy. One of the beautiful things about the 2 truths, the 2 pillars of Buddha's wisdom, is causality. If everything is affected by everything else, then the things we do, we can do things to influence our experience of life. Sometimes completely, sometimes just partially, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly, sometimes actually, sometimes just potentially. But it frees us from the role of victim, which is very, very nice. Let me check my notes. Okay, we did mechanics, supplication, gratitude, and centering. That's all you get for today. Quick reminder, today's verse was, the inner 2 are joined in Anjali. So what I'm going to do is give you a quick benediction. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Om Mani Padme Hum. Before you go, I want to remind you to click the subscribe button right up here. You scrub your mouse afterwards, it'll reveal 2 boxes. Click the bottom box, and you'll receive an email notification every time I upload a video. I have 2 channels on YouTube right now. I have the Lama Jigme channel and the Get the Body of the Tantric Sex God channel. The one is subscribed to each of them. That's just how YouTube works. Alright, I mentioned there were 2 links below the video. The first link allows you to register for the next series of weekly webinars. When do they begin? Friday, the 2nd of November. This Friday. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.